Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah if you are new here. Let me just start by saying I am not looking today. I did not sleep well last night. I didn't fall asleep until after 2 and my kids had me up a little after 6. So I am surviving on coffee and a prayer today. So far this morning we have had breakfast, we colored for a little bit, we went outside for a while, and now we are back inside so that I can get stuff done. Today and tomorrow, this will be a 2-day type of situation. I am going to get my house ready for camping. Not my house ready for camping, my house ready so when we go camping, the house is all nice and clean when we return. I also need to do some food prep. We were going with my parents and I am responsible for all of the food. So prepping as much as I can ahead of time so that I don't have to spend all weekend prepping food or, you know, cutting vegetables or whatever. Pretty much just getting it to a point where when it's mealtime, I just have to focus on like the smallest amount of making the meal, you know, enjoying our time. I'm in the bedroom right now. I started stripping the bed. Don't forget to subscribe before we get into it, and I hope you enjoy today's video. Thanks for being here.
I am warning you now, I do a lot of talking in this video. I was so chatty this day and I don't know why. But to get started with the day, I am just stripping the bedding. I decided not to do the duvet and the duvet cover because I did that last time. And I also decided not to do this mattress pad, the white mattress pad. 1, our skin doesn't actually touch it. And 2, I did it last time. So when I wash my laundry, I do wash it in hot water. When I do our bedding, I mean, I wash it in hot water and I let it get nice and soapy before I actually throw any of the bedding in.
All right, this blanket was downstairs and it actually belongs up here. You're on a little baby tripod right now. I'm gonna put you on the big mama, and then I think I'm gonna just go through the house around the bedrooms and work my way over to the kitchen, pick up and clean as I go, get this house beautiful, and then I'll probably wait to do the floors until tonight after the boys are asleep because I'm gonna use bleach. Motivation, find me. If you are struggling with motivation right now, let's tackle something together. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So I started off in our bedroom and it wasn't bad, but you know how just during your week, during your everyday life, you take off a sweatshirt and set it down. You put a book down. Kids have a cup, you know, it's just little things that you don't take care of right away. They add up after a while. And so I started in the master bedroom, which really wasn't that bad. And then I moved into here, which God bless Anthony, but he just doesn't like straighten up blankets super well, which is surprising since he's in the military. But I guess if you have to do it because you're being forced to, it's different than when you're at home. So I just wanted to straighten up his bed. And then also there were some extra books around that needed to be put away, and picking up the clothes on the side of the floor, and then filling up diapers. We needed a new diaper cream and the pull-ups needed filled, all of those things. Those pajamas there on the dresser, those are like the pajamas that I don't have the match cleaned, the top or the bottom, because I do match their pajamas up before they go in the dresser, and so that's why those are sitting there. And then I was moving on to my office. I had gotten these pom-poms in the mail, and I needed them for a specific activity that I had already planned for the homeschool binder, and so I was just getting the colored pom-poms out that I needed and getting them put in the sleeve for that activity, so it was done before I put the rest of the pom-poms away. And then I just needed to do like a general straighten up in my office. Since this time, we have actually started homeschool, and it's going well. But that homeschool container, we just have been keeping it downstairs, and that's working out pretty nice for now because that's where we like do our homeschooling and stuff like that. I also feel like I should mention, I just realized that I said Anthony's bed. We made the decision when we had kids that we were going to co-sleep. And when it was just Ryder, all 3 of us could sleep in the same bed. But then after we had Noah, it wasn't safe for all of us to co-sleep in the same bed. And so we got the boys, Ryder had a toddler bed and Noah had a pack and play, and we just didn't love it. We just have a strong belief that the kiddos should be close to you. We're very confident in our decision to co-sleep. That's not the point of this. The point is that as of now, as you know, parents and as a husband and wife, we have made the decision to temporarily sleep in separate beds so that we can each sleep with a child, because a king bed just isn't quite big enough for all 4 of us to sleep comfortably. And we also know that someday our kids aren't going to want to sleep with us again and we'll sleep together. So when I say Anthony's bed, I just mean the bed in the other room. Don't worry, we love each other. We're not getting a divorce or anything like that. My channel's not big enough to have a lot of speculation like that, I don't think, but I know some bigger creators get questions when they like share sleeping arrangements or whatever. So I know I don't have to explain myself, but here I am explaining myself. Anyway, So I vacuumed my office and then the battery died. And so I plugged that in and was charging it, and I moved on to the rest of the house and then ended up going back and vacuuming the other carpets later on. So just going to the dining room, again, things were just, out of place, messy. We had snack bowls out still. The table needed to be wiped down. I had the vegetables that you saw me put in that white container. I just needed to get them off the counter. And actually, as I'm doing this voiceover, which has been a while since I actually filmed this, I still have yet to figure out what to do with those. So if you have any ideas for what to do with acorn squash, let me know. I think I've only made acorn squash once in my life. Aside from when I worked at the dining center in college, I did a lot of back of house prep. That was like my favorite position to do. And most of it was just chopping vegetables. But occasionally, once you proved your worthiness to the cooks, they would let you help with other things, and I helped prep some acorn squashes occasionally, but I don't think I've really ever made it for myself, so I need to figure out what to do with that. Anyway, the floors were dirty, they needed cleaned, the counter needed cleaned up. I had kind of let the house get a little dirty and just kind of let it go like a couple days before this, because I knew that I would be doing this big clean before we go camping. Anytime we go camping, we go on vacation, we go out of town for the weekend, anything like that, I like to get the house as clean as possible. I mean, I have toddlers, so it's not ever going to be perfect when we leave, like it was before I had kids, and I could have it literally spotless before we left. But I do like to get it as clean as possible so that I don't have to come home to a mess. I also like to make sure I get dishes and laundry done, because the last thing I want to do is walk in the door with our weekend laundry and have to do 5 loads of laundry because I didn't get caught up on it before we left. I don't necessarily mind the dishwasher being full of clean dishes, but if they're dirty or if the sink has dishes or anything like that, when I come home, I don't feel, even if I had like the best vacation and the most relaxing time, I feel like I immediately have to get back to work being a housewife and a mom. And then it feels kind of like my time away has been wasted. I don't know, maybe that's not a healthy way to look at it, but it is what it is. We do keep a pretty clean home. I definitely am more lenient now than I was before I had kids. I am actually not as far behind on laundry as I thought I was. I have this basket here to fold, and I maybe have 1 load worth of stuff to wash. Aside from the bedding, I just switched that around and then brought this up so I could fold it. So I'm actually in pretty good shape. I could have swore that I was like 4 days behind on laundry, but apparently not. So I'm going to get this folded, and I think it's just about 11. So after I get this folded, I will probably then get the boys some lunch. I'm getting hungry too. I didn't eat breakfast today. Yeah, I have a mystery of a missing shirt. So in the boys' room, I have that pile of pajamas sitting on top of their dresser. And that's just like, sometimes they'll take their pants off in the morning, like if Ryder goes to the bathroom or we change Noah's diaper, they don't want their pants back on. So then their pants will get thrown in the hamper, and then maybe their shirt they keep on for a while, like right now they're still wearing their pajamas today. If they keep that on for a while, then later they take a shower downstairs, it goes in a different hamper, and they just don't get done at the same time is basically what I'm trying to say. So I just put the unmatched pajama part on their dresser. The problem is I have one of them that it's like a dinosaur print for Ryder, and I have the pants, and I was completely caught up on laundry the other day, the day that I did all of the closet declutter, going through all of their clothes. I was completely caught up on laundry that day, and his shirt still has not shown up. So I don't know where it's at. I guess maybe I haven't looked under either of the beds. So I don't know, maybe it's under a bed. I should probably go look. But I swear I have gone through every single, I even, like when I realized it was missing, I even went and grabbed all of the laundry out of Anthony's bathroom. Thinking, because usually he
he like has a bag in there, and then he'll take it to the laundry room when it's full. So I thought, well, maybe it's in there. I don't know. I'm just going to blame Anthony, because one time there was like a load of laundry in the dryer that was mostly his, but it wasn't all his. He was about to leave for training, and I mean like a 3-week training is what this one was, and he thought everything in there in the dryer was his. So he took it, he was kind of in a rush to leave, and he took it and just like scooped it out of the dryer and put it straight into the bag that he was taking with him for 3 weeks. And that whole 3 weeks, I kept thinking like, man, what happened to my black leggings? I can't find them anywhere. And there were a couple like shirts of the boys, and a pair of, they have these like thicker Bombas socks that we like to wear when it's colder out. They don't like to wear shoes outside. So in that, like, there's no snow on the ground, but the ground's still kind of cold, and so they need something on their feet. We like to wear those thicker socks, or I like to put them in those thicker socks. Anyway, I couldn't find the green socks, and I was so confused. Well, he came back home, and he had texted me and said, hey, I found a little baby sock in here. And I was like, yeah, okay, great. Like, you know, I didn't know what to say. And then he gets home, and his bag was sitting like on the floor in his room, and he hadn't worn everything. He ended up not having as much like leisure time as he had thought he would. And then he also took laundry detergent to do his laundry every week, so he just didn't need it all. And he was laying on the floor, and I looked down, and I was like, hey, are those my pants? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, in your bag, did you take my pants with you? And he's like, oh, well, I don't know, I guess. And so he gets down, like he kneels down next to the bag and starts pulling out like the boys' clothes, my clothes, socks, all of this stuff that had been missing. He had accidentally taken it with him for 3 weeks to training. So I'm just gonna blame him also for this shirt gone missing. But okay, I yapped at you the whole time. I was folding that, so this is done. I'm going to get all of this put away. And I just put stuff back into the basket to haul it around the house. These are all of the pajama pieces that don't have matches. I know that this one's in the bedroom right now, so we will see what we come up with. But I just stack everything back into the basket, take the basket to the rooms, get it put away, and then throw the basket back downstairs. All right, it has been a few hours. I am really tired. The not sleeping last night is really kind of kicking my butt. My hair is also just like gradually coming more and more out of my clip. I did get all of the bedding washed though, and it's dried and it's ready to go back onto the bed. So I need to get that done. Obviously I'm in the bedroom. I had thrown everything back up on here so I could vacuum.
All right, back to the bedroom to make the bed. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory, just putting all of the sheets on.
I'm sorry I let you down. I said some things that I never should have said.
In the last load of laundry, when I had done like their little blankets and their animals, I just throw their stuffed animals right in the wash, by the way. But there was also like some towels that needed to be cleaned, so I went ahead and washed those at the same time too, and that's what is also on the bed that needed to be folded, but there was no reason to hold them out. I mean, sheets, towels, same thing.
And I know you're hurting, but I've been somewhere else. I closed my eyes and all I ever saw was her.
Good morning. Obviously I just showered, washed my hair, all of that. Since we are going camping this weekend, I do shower at the campground, but I don't like to wash my hair. I just don't like then being outside with wet hair afterwards. And if I use the shower in the camper, you know, the hot water tank is only so big, and so I have a lot of hair and it's really thick, so it's hard to like have enough hot water to get it clean and all of that. So I just prefer to wash it before I go and then wash it after I come home. But anyway, this morning I have, did I say it was the next morning already? It's the next day. Obviously I'm in different clothes and all of that. Last night I did not actually do any of the camping prep. I got done with all of the cleaning, and then I actually went and painted the basement, got that ready to go, and then in the evening when I would have been like prepping other stuff, I actually did a second coat of paint downstairs, edited a video that went up today, and then like the day I'm filming this, and then what else did I do? Oh, I got like lunch and stuff ready for Anthony because he left at like 6 o'clock this morning. So might have been before that, it might have been like 5:30ish, but the point is he left really early, and I wanted to make sure that he had a lunch and all of that since he had to get up so early today. I need to go do some prep in the kitchen. I have water boiling for a pasta salad right now, so I'm gonna get all of this stuff on the bed packed up, and then we're gonna go to the kitchen. All right, like I said, I have everything laid out. So things that we are taking are a couple beach towels and a couple bath towels. We haven't been camping in my parents' camper for about a year, so I don't remember what they all have in there, and my mom couldn't remember for sure what was in there, so I'm just gonna take a couple. If we use them, great. If not, even better. Diapers, night diapers, swimsuit. I don't know if it's actually gonna be warm enough, but I figured I would take it because there is a beach. All of their clothes, I made sure to include sweaters and sweatpants, socks, pajamas. Same situation for Ryder, all of his stuff, swimsuit, some extra pull-ups, pajamas, socks, a few books to read at bedtime. I'm pretty sure there's some books already in the camper. And then all of my stuff, again, I have my swimsuit and Anthony's. I don't know if we'll actually go swimming or anything like that. Same thing for us, all of our shirts and pants and sweaters. I'm going to put everything in these packing cubes, or as much as I can fit. I only have 3 of them right here. I don't know where my other ones are. Taking a fan. The bunk room does get a little warm, so having a little fan back there helps. This is our swim bag, so it has swim diapers and the boys' floaties in them. And then I have this little basket of all of our miscellaneous stuff. So we take reading lamps, and that's what we use as night lights. Sound machine. Our chargers are in here. The monitor for the baby camera, which is what this is, so that we can put the kids to bed and still get up and like enjoy a fire. Ryder would probably be fine to just get up and come find us, but Noah is still pretty small that if he wakes up, he just like sits there and cries if he needs somebody. He doesn't understand to just like get up and find somebody yet. So and then sunscreen, bug spray. I have their pillows here, and I just tuck their bedtime stuff in here. So Ryder, or this is Noah's blanket, his stuffed animal is back in there. He uses a Bink still, and then Ryder and his blanket is in there. I still have to find his. He has a Triceratops, so I still have to do that. And I'm gonna grab one of my pillows, and I also think I'm gonna take this white blanket here off the bed after I get everything packed. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything in these packing cubes. Okay, and then I have this like weekender duffel bag thing I bought, I don't know, probably 10 years at this point. The zipper's starting to pull apart on it, but I mean, it doesn't have to be zipped. At the end of the day, it is a very large bag that will fit all of our stuff after it's in the packing cubes and everything. I am making this suddenly salad. It is the ranch bacon. I cannot eat this, but my dad asked me to make it, so I shall oblige. The water is boiling, so I'm just gonna throw the noodles in. Hold on, let me get this done. I do follow the instructions for the most part. It calls for a ½ cup of mayo. I do about a ¼ cup of mayo and about a ½ cup of Greek yogurt. When I was eating this, preferred it saucier. Also, as it sits in the fridge, you know, over the weekend as we eat through it, the noodles soak up that moisture, and so it's nice to have a little bit of extra. I do add, you know, like the seasoning packet it comes with, but then I also add in extra bacon if I have it, which I think I do have some. I can cook up a little bit more, like bell pepper, raw onion, things like that. It has in it carrots, peas, bacon bits. I think that's it. So just some extra stuff to make it more than just a boxed pasta salad. I need to make taco meat for taco in a bag. I need to make burgers for tonight. I need to cut, wash, all of that, prep strawberries. I'm going to make meatballs. We're having meatball subs tomorrow night, Saturday night. And so I'm going to make the meatballs and then just put them like completely cooked into the fridge, and then when we go to eat tomorrow, I will just heat them up, put sauce on them, all of those things. And I'm making the pasta salad, and then I also have to get like all of the burger toppings ready. So slicing tomatoes and onions and all of that. But let's go ahead and get on with our day. Strawberries are soaking in a little bit of baking soda, water, and a splash of vinegar. Okay, I did pull out this bag of cold stuff from the fridge. I had put this away when we went grocery shopping, whenever that was, last week. Just want to check to make sure everything is good. Everything should be good. I just bought it on Sunday, but you just never know. And then if anything's not good, asking one of my parents to pick up whatever it is that we need. And I'm glad I did this because I need to shred this cheese. All right, I have this Trader Joe's refrigerator bag. The zipper on it is actually broken, but that doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put everything that I'm not using right now in here, so that we can just haul it out later and it's easier. So we have, I'll kind of go through a quick haul in case you didn't see our grocery haul. I have bacon. You know what? Let me share our meal plan with you. If you saw my grocery haul, this is going to be a little bit repeat, but for the people that didn't, or people that are just, you know, you don't remember or are interested. So tonight, Friday, we're going to have burgers, hot dogs, baked beans, chips and dip, and then the pasta salad. Tomorrow for breakfast, we're going to have pancakes, eggs, and bacon. Lunch is the taco in a bag. Dinner is meatball subs. And then Sunday morning, we're going to have French toast, eggs, and sausage. So I have bacon in there, some French onion dips, some shredded Parmesan cheese. I have mozzarella that I'm going to shred, avocados, the strawberries, 2 little things of yogurt for my boys for their smoothies. It's just easier to get the individual ones instead of the big container we use at home. Some queso for the taco in a bag. Sliced cheese for burgers, so I got cheddar and provolone. Shredded lettuce for tacos and burgers. Cheesy hot dogs specifically for Anthony, and then these like bigger jumbo franks for my parents. I also in the fridge have two dozen eggs, a half gallon of milk, but for right now I'm going to put this in the fridge. A loaf of bread for French toast. These are sub rolls for the meatball subs. Hot dog buns and hamburger buns. And then I discovered, although gluten gives me a rash, I'm okay with sourdough bread, so I have some sourdough bread for myself for whatever I want. Like I can't have the pancakes or French toast unless I make the sourdough French toast, but I can just have toast with my breakfast. And then chicken and maple sausage links.
Here, I'm just draining those noodles for that pasta and then rinsing it off really well with cold water.
Okay, one more chatty thing, and then I promise I'll just get to it. I do have a few strips of bacon. I'm going to go ahead and just cook it up on the stove to throw on this salad. And then I promise you I will stop talking to you because all I've done today is chat at the camera. So I promise. Okay.
So I needed onions and peppers to put into the pasta salad, but I wasn't going to just chop up enough for that. I decided since I had the cutting board out, I'm just going to cut everything up. So the whole red onion I cut, did not put all of it in the pasta salad. Some of it we used for taco in a bag, and then I'm pretty sure we still had some left over after that as well. And then I had a yellow onion, and that's what I used to slice up to put on burgers. And then again, whatever we didn't use, I just brought back home and used it later on in the week. I actually used it for a canning recipe that will come sometime in the future. But it's nice to get all of these vegetables prepped, because otherwise when we get to the campground, we end up not having any toppings for our food, right? Because I don't want to stand in the camper and do all of the slicing and dicing while everybody else gets to be outside and enjoying each other's company and enjoying like the reasons that you go camping. And because I'm home all day with the kids, I go ahead and just get it done ahead of time, and it works out well for everybody. So then with the green pepper, I needed some of it for the salad, but then again, also, I just put the rest in a bag. I took it with us. I think some people ate it on their taco in a bag. And then what I didn't use, I brought back home and used later on. So it was kind of a prep for camping, but also just like prep the produce and stuff in my kitchen anyway. Just, you know, get it all done. And then I was putting the vegetables in that little bowl, and I do end up putting the pasta salad in there. But as I was putting those things into that small bowl, I realized that it wasn't going to be very easy for me to mix things up. So I got a bigger bowl out, put those cooled noodles in there, and then I'm making the sauce. Normally I put Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt in with the sauce, but I didn't have any, so I did just use mayo. And then one of the containers was nearly empty, so I added a little bit of milk to get the last little bits out of there. And then that helps thin the sauce a little bit so it's more saucy and not, thick like a dip. And then just adding in the packet of seasoning that comes with the pasta salad box. Putting that in with the pasta. And this whole time, the bacon was cooking, and I just cut it up with scissors into pieces, like bacon bits, cook it that way. Drain it, some of the grease off onto a paper towel, and then just dump it in there once it's all done and cooled off. Strawberries had been sitting for a while, so I rinsed them off in the strainer, dried them off, and then I'm just cutting the tops off of them. Ryder has really been liking having a whole strawberry and being able to take bites out of them, so I just cut the top off so we don't have to worry about that. But then I can cut up strawberries like into pieces when I give it to Noah.
My head was burning, and it's not okay, it's not alright, but I can't take it back. I just tried to feel something I only felt when we started drinking. I know it isn't fair, 'cause I've been selfish and I wasn't thinking.
Also needed to take care of some tomatoes. Again, I needed both sliced and diced, so I sliced about half of the tomato and then diced the rest of it, knowing that if we didn't eat all of the slices, I could just dice them up for whatever else that we needed.
I still loved someone else. I just tried to feel something that wasn't there, no, 'cause you were never mine, I was never yours. I'm so sick of hiding it.
I went over all of the cold stuff that I have in there. I've added butter to that since. Also the mayo that I used for the pasta salad, I also will put that in there. And then I have some ketchup, and I have to grab a few other condiments from the fridge as well. So then other cold dry things that we have are some chips for the boys. These are, it's like a breakfast biscuit, cinnamon brown sugar. This is gluten-free for me so that I can have s'mores. Marshmallows. We also have marshmallow fluff and Reese's, because we've seen where you like take the Reese's and dip it in the marshmallow fluff and then toast that. So we're gonna give that a try as well. And then I have some baked beans, refried beans for taco in a bag, sprinkles for the boys' breakfast, sun chips, plain chips for the dip, Fritos and Doritos for taco in a bag, and then some jalapeno kettle chips.
And then a jalapeno, I just sliced it up. I should have taken the seeds out because some of them were really spicy, and I didn't have gloves, or I do have gloves. I was just too lazy to walk across the house and get the gloves, so I just used my knife to scoop up the jalapenos into the bag, and it worked out fine. Then I needed to shred the mozzarella cheese. I do prefer to shred my own cheese whenever possible, and I have this countertop shredder, and it's wonderful. I have always gotten scared about accidentally slicing my fingers when I used like a regular cheese grater, so I've really liked having this. Moving on to the taco meat, I did 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and it was still frozen, so if you didn't know, you can just, it is food safe to thaw your meat as it's cooking. So I just put it on low heat, and then it just cooks, just takes a little bit longer. Go over there, break it up often so that it doesn't, fully cook on the outside and then frozen on the inside. And then I'm just adding some taco seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, chili powder, paprika, some onion flakes, and then a little bit of water to make it saucy. Let that simmer for a while, and then I just put it in a Ziploc bag because it's easier when you're camping to just be able to dispose of something instead of having all of these dishes. And we just put it in the fridge and pulled it out and heated it up in the microwave when it was lunchtime. And then moving on to the meatballs. So I did 1.5 pounds of ground beef for this as well, and then an egg and some gluten-free breadcrumbs, and then seasonings. And I did like spaghetti pasta type seasonings that you would typically think of: basil, oregano, parsley, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And then I just used my hands to mix all of this up together. And I noticed while I was editing this video that it looks like I'm using a lot of seasonings, and I have seen other people make comments on other videos I've watched. It looks like so much more seasoning from the camera's point of view than it does while like I'm standing there putting the seasonings on. Also, I've been cooking for a very long time. I started cooking when I was rather young, and I promise you it's not over seasoned. I do go pretty light on salt and pepper most of the time, but those other things, it's just because it's like a fine powder of garlic powder, but really that's probably only a tablespoon, and I should measure it out sometime to show you, but nothing is like overpowering. Anyway, so I take a small cookie dough scoop to make sure all of the meatballs are about the same size, and I just put a scoop in my hand and then roll it into a ball, put it in a frying pan that's hot. Let it cook on one side, flip them over, let them cook, and just keep rotating them until they're brown on all sides. They will cook just a little bit more when you warm them up to eat them if you're making them ahead of time, so I wasn't too worried about them being 100% cooked through the middle. As much as possible, obviously, but a little pink wasn't going to matter.
Heart's not in it, and I don't think it's ever been. And I'm tired of fighting.
And then moving on to the burger patties. So I did 1 pound of hamburger and then put seasonings in there: garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, Montreal steak seasoning. And I just kind of broke it into 4 patties. So they were 1/4 pound patties. I did my best guesstimate. I wasn't exact on these. And then I just used parchment paper to create a barrier in between them all so that I could put them in a bag and then just pull them out easily when it was time to make them.
Can hate that I've been lying for all of these years. You asked me all about her, and I said you got nothing to fear. That I'd let her go. And it's not okay, it's not alright. I held you.
As always, I'm in my kitchen and my dishwasher is running, so it's super loud. But I have some of the dishes I've washed that I've used today. I need to put all these away. I have a bowl and then a pan and some tongs to wash yet. Plus the boys had cups for quiet time. Everything's still sitting on the counter, so I do have to load up the car, but that is everything that I have to share with you. I got everything done that I wanted to get the house cleaned up. I just started a load of laundry that I will throw in the dryer, and it should be done by the time we leave, I think. But that's it. That's everything that I do to get ourselves ready to be out of the house for the weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Thank you again for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Honestly, it was always gonna be somebody else. I just tried to feel something.